Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about Let This Be Your Sign. Doordash UberEats customer reveals why you should never use your real name when placing orders. So there are a lot of customers who happen to be ladies who feel as if they shouldn't be using their real names for deliveries on Doordash and UberEats, mainly because they cannot trust who they are receiving an order from for some reason. And there's been a lot of stuff being said around the internet for that reason. This woman is claiming the same thing and issuing a PSA on the subject. So with that said, we are talking about everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers and customers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A woman wants other ladies to use any delivery services to do so incognito. TikTok user, model, and content creator Iamoliviaponton at Iamoliviaponton shared advice in a video with over 1.2 million views after a delivery experience left her shaking. The things you do for content, huh? I'm gonna leave our TikTok as well as her profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. Now, I am going to say this initially just because I feel like it needs to be said. A lot of the times, these things are either blown out of proportion extremely or kind of just cap. There is validity to it. I'm not saying these things are always fake, but a lot of the times they don't come with receipts. They don't come with any sort of proof that these things are happening. It's just word of mouth. And a lot of times is just propaganda being spewed all over for the sake of attention. So take this with a grain of salt going into it.
Never put your real name or a photo of yourself on Uber, UberEats, Lyft, DoorDash, and any of it. Let this be your sign. Matter of fact, change it to a guy's name. Jason, Jake, John, anything. And just delete the photo. Let this be your fucking sign.
I think in terms of Uber and Lyft, you do need to put your photo in because they need to know who they're picking up. And a lot of times that's a big deal for Uber. And that's a big deal for Lyft because the safety issues go both ways. The driver doesn't know who they're picking up and they don't know where they're delivering to. So that's another thing in itself. DoorDash, I don't think does photos, but let's pretend as if they did for a second. If you can avoid it, I understand. I don't agree with it, but I understand. Because a lot of times there are people who see, ooh, pretty woman, and then suddenly they become a completely different character of a human being. And let's be honest, she is a conventionally attractive woman, so I understand where this bias would come from.
I was just shaking in my literal boots for 20 minutes. This man would not stop banging on my door.
Did you mark it as meet at the door or meet outside or hand to me? And then put in the instructions, leave at door, making it impossible for us to work with you? Like, I love how people will put in the instructions, leave at door, but they won't set the setting, leave at door. Like, what? Why? And I know that is like something that was left there from default instructions from the pandemic, but it is so long ago now. Get over it. Fix your shit.
And it's like, I was like, aren't you getting tired? I was standing there. I didn't know what to do. I was literally frozen and I was like, and he was covering the little like peek hole with the bag. So I couldn't see who it was. So I couldn't even like match up the photo on Uber Eats with him. We're not safe out here.
Okay, why are you using the food to cover up the peephole? What, were you so annoyed with the fact that she wasn't coming to the door that you were just like, hello, here's the bag? That's not helping anybody. In fact, you're kind of making issues worse. I understand you're annoyed that she probably left it on the setting of meet at door and wrote leave at door in the comments or the instructions, and because of that, you have to hand it to them. Otherwise, you're risking a violation. And then you're just like, hello, this is what the issue is. But don't make things worse in order to make things better. Women often report safety issues on social media. Many women have taken to social media to share advice after harrowing experiences that left them feeling unsafe. Yeah, but here's the thing. They report safety issues, and sometimes it's just for attention. Because here's the reality. You could get a lot of views as a woman complaining about this on social media, because everyone's going to give them the they're there treatment. even if it seems like nonsense. The issue has even impacted women and their children. In a viral video, one woman explained how she ordered delivery on her profile for her son. The food was supposed to be delivered by a woman, but instead, a big dude in a hat showed up, prompting concern. Yeah, that's the whole renting out your account incidents that have been happening, and DoorDash is really cracking down on that now. One woman said she was harassed by a hotel employee late at night, called her multiple times, and even banged on her door, claiming he had a pizza for her. Okay, see, that's not even a gig worker issue. That is a hotel issue, and if you're ordering food at night and you aren't going to get it, what's your problem? Now, that's assuming you actually did order the pizza. If you didn't, and he was just saying, hey, I have a pizza for you, that's concerning. Another said she had to jump out of a moving car after a Lyft driver allegedly attempted to kidnap her. Yet another alleged a Lyft driver turned off the app while driving for her and then took her on a strange detour. This is the shit that gets views. Let's be realistic. This isn't all reality. This is simply for the views. I haven't seen all of these, by the way. I know for a fact that these things are just somebody talking at a camera getting millions of views. Like I said, the things you do for content. Women's safety concerns prompted Lyft and Uber to create programs aimed at protecting women and non-binary users. Yeah, I think that if you're a female Uber or Lyft driver, you can actually request to have a female pick you up instead. I don't know if there's like a upcharge to make that determination, but still. Commenters respond. In the comment section, many responded that they took Olivia's advice seriously and took steps to conceal their identity and gender. Wait, just changed everything. Thank you. User Ains commented. I just changed mine. Thank you. User Skank Behavior Room. You know, if your username is something like Skank Behavior, I'm not justifying other people doing those things, like treating you that way, but don't put a target on your back. Come on. Others reported that they have taken additional steps to ensure their safety. That's one of the reasons I put a ring on my door. My apartment doesn't even have a peephole, so without it, I can't see anything. User the Rizzler said. Yeah, that's another great thing. Security cameras, Ring doorbells, some sort of camera-based doorbell system. They may cost a little bit more, but they do ensure safety. So if that's actually a concern, go for it. This is my opinion. That's what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. I'm not gonna sit here and just accuse the girl of lying, because the reality is she could be talking 100% truth to us. So I'm going to speak on this as if it's 100% real. Changing your name to something that is from a female to a male is only going to confuse a lot of things, in my opinion. I get why you would do it, but if you are that concerned about it, don't use the service. Like, stop saying your name is John when you're actually Olivia, and use your real name. Now, in her defense, not even simply because she's a lady, she's a model. She is somebody who would be of a higher profile. Like, there was a story where Andrew Garfield was actually secretly on set for Spider-Man No Way Home. They ordered DoorDash, and the guy who was supposed to be leaving it at the door asked him for an ID, but he never ordered anything alcoholic. Because he was trying to see, hey, is this the Spider-Man guy? Is he here for the movie in Georgia? And then when he figured it out, he went to Twitter and started talking about it, and spoiled that for everybody who was involved. So I get why some people would want to change their name to something, right? But I also wouldn't condone the behavior. And there's another thing. You don't know who's delivering to you, but we don't know who we're dropping off to. We just made a video about lady side hustles as well. If you're that concerned about it, don't use these platforms. And especially if it is something alcoholic and Olivia is ordering and delivering to John, how am I going to ID you?
Oh, I was only doing that to scare off the creepy guys.
And you suddenly think that's okay? That could mess us up. Not many people actually have a problem in that regard, but could very well mess us up. All in all, if you're that concerned about who's delivering to you, don't order on the platform. That's really my only advice for you. Because I think this is either blown out of proportion or not real. That's just the reality of this. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.